So, as we mentioned, we're going to be doing roast. We're doing a review roast for Roast today. Roast, their full name, I believe, is Roast Coffee and Tea Trading Company.
Yeah. I think
So that's a mouthful. So everybody just calls them Roast. But they're cool. They opened up in Patchogue, like I feel like 2005-ish or something. But they're like the first like coffee shop to like open when Patchogue was like coming back from like just nothing. Like in the 90s, Patchogue was a ghost town. There was nothing here. Early 2000s, a bunch of restaurants opened up, a bunch of stores opened up, and it became really nice and popular. And like now, Patchogue is like this big trendy.
Pendulum swung too far in the direction.
Way too far. It fucking like it broke off the hinges. It like took out a couple of guys on like just flying through. They're in the hospital. So yeah, Patchogue is kind of a bro town now. So a little bit in the other direction. But Roast is still around, and they're a really cool coffee house. Like
we went there on our second date.
Yeah, we did. We went there for our second date. They like. As their name suggests, they make coffee and they make tea. Like they're a cafe, and they're like just small business, mom and pop's business, and it's really cool inside. Like it's average prices for a cafe. It's a coffee house. It's just very nice, low key, and like very warm and friendly. But there
are some people who don't agree with that.
Yeah, so. Why don't you read this very first episode? You could start off this review. Okay. So I'm going to take a drink because my throat hurts.
Oh, no. Okay. This one is from Georgine Francis. I don't remember if this is from Google or Yelp, but one of those.
This is from Google.
Oh, okay. 1 star. Coffee was great, but the food is all pre-made. They don't even have a grill. No waffle machine, no toaster. We'll never go back there again. Their so-called homemade cauliflower cheddar soup tasted like flour. We sent it back. Yuck. I'm assuming they meant cauliflower.
Yeah, I don't know why they put you in front of cauliflower. They spelled there incorrectly. They spelled there as like they are. They are so-called homemade cauliflower cheddar soups. This review is a freaking joke though, because like the reason they're doing 1 star is because they're mad that it doesn't have a waffle maker. Yeah. There's no grill.
What Starbucks has a waffle maker?
Yeah, no Starbucks. No. Like I won't say no, but most cafes I've ever been to don't just have like a full kitchen. Like you want that, you go to a diner. Like as we mentioned, the full name of this place is Roast Coffee and Tea Trading Company. The word grill doesn't appear in there fucking anywhere. If you can't read that, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't expect any coffee shop to have like a kitchen in the back where they're like cranking out all that food. Like I pretty much expect the like sandwiches and stuff to be like packaged and brought in from like a deli or something.
Yeah, because you're not a spoiled asshole like Georgine here is. Like when you walk into this place, Roast, the back of it, they share the building with a bank. So when you walk to the back and you go to place your order, if you look to the left where the back of the building is, there's no kitchen. There's a see-through glass wall with a bank inside of it. What, you walked in, you were like, that's a funny-looking kitchen. Why are they handing out bags of money to people? Oh, where are all the waffle machines? Who has waffle machines? Like,
I mean, we have 2 waffle machines.
We're also not a fucking a coffee shop, too. Like, what a spoiled ass. Like, if you want waffles, you go to a place that says waffles. You go to IHOP or something, or you go to a diner. Like I said, you don't go to a cafe and complain like you don't have a kitchen. Or alternately, if you go there and you see there isn't a kitchen, you know what you do? You go, oh, that's a shame, and then you leave.
Yeah.
Instead of giving them a 1-star review because you're a spoiled prick. This next one, speaking of spoiled pricks, comes from Adrian M from Yelp on 1-star review. I drove 45 minutes just because of the internet reviews, and honestly, I was not impressed. I started with a cappuccino. He spelled cappuccino wrong, which was just okay, them. I don't know why it says okay, them. He goes on, they gave me a famous one. They just have also not what I expected for a place that's been highly ranked. Bottom line, this place is overrated. He spelled overrated wrong, too. So tell me, you drove 45 minutes for a cup of fucking coffee? And you're mad that it's over? You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Adrian, you're a fucking idiot. You drove 45 minutes for coffee. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it. Like, as we're defending Roast here, they have 4.5 stars on Google. They have like 97% positive like feedback on like Facebook or whatever.
Did you say there was like no 1-star reviews on TripAdvisor?
TripAdvisor, all the reviews for 4 or 5 stars, and like, yeah, you can have your own opinion and stuff. But here's a good example of you just being a fucking idiot because like, I don't think any of the reviews I saw, and none of the positive reviews, I would be shocked if someone wrote in their review, the coffee is so good here, you have to drive almost an hour just to try it. No coffee on the face of the earth is worth driving for almost an hour. You could tell me that there's a cup of coffee in New York City that was like roasted by a Mayan god, and I'd be like, driving into the city, that's like an hour and a half though. I don't know about that. Like
I'd try it out if I was in the area, but I wouldn't go just for that.
If you happen to be in Patchogue and you were here and you tried it and you were like, oh, this place has good reviews, let me check it out. But you were just browsing reviews on Yelp and you saw a coffee shop that had like positive reviews, and you were like, oh damn, I gotta drive all across Long Island to get to that coffee shop and try it. And then you were mad. And then even then, wasn't even bad. He didn't even say he said it was overrated. So overrated is 1 star. Get the freak out of here. You're
at best, like, at least it should have been like a 3 star.
Yeah. If you're gonna drive for 45 minutes, if you're that much of a caffeine addict, you just I don't know. Maybe the guy just really like is just jittering out and he's like, whatever. You take the next one.
All right. This is from Parshva Shah. Is it? I don't know where this one's from either.
Google. Green is Google.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell me the system.
Sorry.
All right.
It's brand new.
Okay. This is also 1 star. Ran out of cold brew, so gave me the worst iced coffee I've ever had. Would be nice to be able to pour my own sugar, too. I don't know what they're talking about, because, like, almost every coffee shop on the planet,
including
like,
roast,
off to the side, there's, like, a little, like, table that has all the different sugars.
There's a little condiment,
and, like, stir.
section.
They used to have out milk and stuff. I feel like they haven't had that out lately, but, like, I don't know.
I mean, they haven't had anything lately because they're not open to the public because of the pandemic.
Even before that.
Well, yeah.
But, like, like, I don't know when this was written. Maybe they don't have sugar out. But no, they have packets. They would have
they have packets. Last time we were there, like, maybe in the winter before the world turned into a shit show, they just have a little section with, like, sugar, honey, creamer, and stuff. Like, this person's just, they're blind, maybe? I don't know. I'm not disability shaming. Maybe they're blind. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm assuming not if they were using this computer to go on Yelp. So
I mean, well, okay. Also, though, like, you can't really add sugar to cold stuff, though, because it doesn't dissolve.
There's that, too. Yeah,
so,
there's that physical reality.
What do they want? Did you expect them to hand you the, like, hot coffee before it's iced and, like, pour your own sugar and then give it back? Because, like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, as far as I know, cold brew doesn't get sugar. So if you wanted cold brew and then they were out of it and they gave you an iced coffee to make up for it, why would you want it to be sugared then?
You'd have to have, like, a simple syrup in it. But they don't have just simple syrups out. No one does.
No.
I don't know.
Next review comes from Greg P., which this is actually a running theme we saw with the negative reviews that were on all the different websites. So a lot of people are mad at management for changing. So I'll read the review first, and then we'll go over it. So, new management unjustifiably fired entire staff of hardworking and warming workers to try to make a new chic feel. Not cool. This place is noticeable stuck up and raised their prices while very obviously downing the size of their drinks. Don't waste your dollars here. Go to a chain for better quality and at least get more for your dollars. This store's a ripoff. Miss the old store. Okay. Greg, you want to know why they got rid of their staff and got a new owner? It's because over the last 4 years, the guy who owned it, the guy and his wife that owned it, just went through the shittiest span of 5 years that a human being I've ever known has gone through.
One of them died. One of them got cancer. It was just awful.
I think I think the owner and his brother, I think, were running it. And I think the brother got cancer or something. I think the other brother's wife died. And then the other one had an accident and so basically just everyone was sick or dying. And it was to the point that they couldn't afford to pay their staff anymore. So
they were on the brink of closing, and someone stepped up to be I will be the manager for free just to keep this business running. Someone
stepped in and she took no salary and worked as their new manager or whatever for the owners. And as far as we know, some of the staff, they weren't fired. Some of them quit. There's one guy in particular we know who, before Roast went through their big shift, this guy just went across the street to a different coffee place it's a restaurant,
a breakfast place.
Toast Coffee House or whatever, brunch and shit. But yeah, they're this dude, he just jumped ship. So I don't think they fired all their staff. They might have let some people go. They probably did if they fucking couldn't afford to pay people anymore. But so no, they didn't fire everyone and
it certainly wasn't unjustifiable either.
Yeah, they didn't get rid of everyone and get rid of all their workers and change everything because they wanted to go with a new feel, and they didn't friggin' raise their prices because they wanted to make more money. They did it because they were fucking out of money, and also because prices are going up everywhere in the past few years, because that's how fucking capitalism and shit works. Unfortunately, for better or worse, is the prices of things go up. So no, it's not a chic thing. So this guy's just mad because some people had the worst, intangibly worse life than he is. Oh, I miss the old store. Okay, well, you know what? I bet one of the owners misses his wife who's dead. Yeah. So, you're up next.
All right. This one's from VX, from Yelp, because it's yellow. Now I know that. All right. Another 1 star. The coffee is okay, I guess, but I found it odd that the counter dude thought it okay to drop F-bombs while talking to his female coworker, in parentheses. She didn't seem to mind hearing it either. Fuck this, fuck that. Really, Roast? Is good help that hard to find? Fire him, unless you want an idiot to represent your business. And honestly, your other employees seem to be lacking in the basic skills needed when dealing with the public. I hear you sighing already.
So, let me get this straight. She, didn't have any problems with, the drinks or anything she got there or the service or anything. She was just mad and left her a 1-star review because one of the people working there, not to her, but to another coworker in a private conversation off to the side, was saying the word fuck, and she gives a 1-star review for that?
It's also dumb. She says F-bombs at first, but then also just says fuck twice.
Yeah. She's mad that this guy was just having casually talking to a coworker, which, again, I love when people leave reviews where they're like, oh, how dare these people working at an eatery be human beings. He was having a conversation with his friend, with his coworker, and most people, I know, spoilers, including this moron VX, spoilers, a lot of people just say the word fuck in casual conversation now. Fucking deal with it. If you don't like that, then get out of reality, because that is a losing battle that you are not going to win. I went through and I actually checked this out. This VX on Yelp, I checked her profile. She's got 27 reviews. Only 7 of them are positive. Most of them are 1-star or 2-star. And in a bunch of her reviews, she's just dropping F-bombs and saying fuck, fuck, fuck all over her profile and her reviews. So basically, it's okay for her to say fuck, but someone having a conversation with their friend while at work, that's not okay. You're not allowed to. So, and then she wants them fired? Fuck you, VX. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up, you fucking fucker. Ugh. Next up is another Google review. 1 star. Horrible to worst, bring back the S-man ever. That's the review. Horrible to worst, bring back the S-man ever. This is incomprehensible. Oh my god. I think, if I had to guess, I think they're complaining and saying bring back the old manager. I don't know where the letter S comes into play with the word old, but yeah. Horrible to, there's no punctuation here. It's all one sentence. Horrible to worst, bring back the S-Manaver. Great.
Sure.
This next one is another short but sweet. Paul K on Yelp gives it another 1-star review. Solid 4-star coffee. Unacceptably unreliable Wi-Fi. I met a coworker for a meeting and we lost connection midway. Stick to Starbucks for working. You are a spoiled piece of shit. So 4-star coffee. So you start off by saying this place should be 4 stars, but then you're pissy because the Wi-Fi wasn't reliable. That is the most first world, spoiled, privileged asshole complaint I've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've connected to their Wi-Fi a few times. I don't remember how good it was or
it's
not.
Fine,
but then,
it's Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
you're not gonna you can't go to a public place and expect to have just the steadiest, most incredible fast high speeds on the internet, up and down. Here's an idea, Paul. If you're meeting a coworker for a meeting, why don't you do it at a fucking office? Why don't you do it at a place that has Ethernet, that has wired connections, instead of going to a fucking coffee shop?
Yeah, there's also a library across the street. You could have gone there.
You could have gone there. There's computers there.
And computers.
It's a coffee shop. The Wi-Fi is a free bonus that's great, and a lot of people do go to coffee shops to do shit on their computers because it looks cool and it makes them feel like a cool person. But you don't go there. They don't advertise. Once again, Roast Coffee and Tea Trading Company, not Roast Coffee and Tea Trading and Office Meeting Company.
Internet cafe.
Yeah, internet cafe. Like, those are things in Asia, and like Japan, it's very big to have, like, they have internet cafes where you go and you sit down and you pay for a little booth with a computer and you get like super high speed you get wired connection, fast, reliable, and that's where you go. If you want that, go fucking home. Go to your office, go literally anywhere but a coffee shop, and then complain their Wi-Fi isn't reliable. Especially when you admit, yeah, solid coffee, that was good. Get the hell out of here. You can take the next one.
All right, this one is Justin Marks from Google. This one, 2 stars. You're clearly offering a better quality bean than your local competition, but until you start regulating your roast with a computer, in parentheses, like all the legit third wave coffee places are, exclamation point, people who... What'd you do? People who truly seek good coffee simply can't buy beans here. Stepping it up is a quick fix and putting aside pride for business.
It just goes on and on like that. Like, I don't mean, like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. Computer roasted coffee?
He's complaining a bit, like, he didn't even say, he admits they have a better quality coffee bean than, like, other places, but then gives them 2 stars because they're not roasting their fucking coffee with, he wants computer coffee? What? What's a third wave coffee place, by the way?
I don't know.
Until you start regulating your coffee roast with a computer, like all legit third wave coffee places are. Like,
is it like third wave ska?
That's nonsense. Yeah, maybe third wave ska is awesome. Third wave coffee places, I don't know. Like,
apparently they're run by computers.
That's nonsense. That sounds like a dystopian. Like, fucking most people, we live in a time where everything is so plugged in and like technology based that people are like, we need to go back to our roots and start making things with our hands. Like, fucking the whole like handcrafted is a buzzword, and this guy's like, ooh, I don't know, your place is really good, but you're not roasting your coffee with a robot. What the hell? This guy sounds insufferable. Next up, we got a few left here. Next up, we have Vincent Amato, who gives it 2 stars on Google. Okay place, but prices, wow. $6.25 for a large coffee and a piece of pastry. Gotta be the most expensive coffee house in New York.
Was this your first day in New York, bro?
That's a good one, Vinny.
Like, Long Island is literally one of the most expensive places to live.
Yeah.
No.
First
you're
of all,
wrong.
no, you're wrong. New York City is just ludicrously expensive. As expensive as Long Island is, everything is even more expensive in New York City. So you're wrong. You're an idiot. And then second of all, just for shits and giggles, I went and fact checked this. I checked Starbucks and I checked out their menu for like Waverly Avenue or whatever, the closest one. I had to friggin' I had to make an account and all this shit. A tall or whatever the hell their comparable size large coffee, 16 ounce or whatever, venti or whatever the hell the stupid name for it is, was like, most of them were like $6. So I imagine a pastry is going to tack another couple dollars onto that. So by default, this guy's already wrong. So
yeah, I feel like the stuff is usually at least $2. I would get like pumpkin bread and stuff there. I feel like it was usually at least $2.
So yeah, so Vincent Amato, you're full of shit. It's not it's not even close to the most expensive coffee house in New York. So, but on Long Island, it's probably not one of the most expensive ones, considering at Starbucks, you're paying $6 for just the coffee. So, this other one, this one is just bizarre. This one is just like. Ugh.
Yeah.
How many do we have left? This next.
I think there's this one, and there's the last
one.
one.
Oh, okay,
that's just
yeah.
like...
So you can handle this next one, and then we'll do the last.
All
so
right.
you can handle Steve is royalty a star.
Yeah. So being right, I believe this was also a 2-star review, and also is just.
Oh yeah, you'll listen.
All right, I'll read it, then I'll.
Verbatim.
Cough, sneeze, no mask. Oh no, so happy to see my village getting back to normal. Beer emoji, wine emoji. More places open to people out. A smiley face emoji of some sort. The ATM in the back is convenient, but I go to my regular bank so I can use the ATM without wearing a mask. Laughing, crying emoji. I try to take Corona serious, but from the start, it's been a joke to me. Are you even reviewing roast?
Yeah, I don't.
First of all, are you reviewing the bank? I don't even know.
I think you're reviewing the bank. I don't know what. I don't think this person is of sound mind. I think this guy was high when he fucking wrote this. What? That reads like a fever dream.
I know. I was gonna say, is this some kind of like weird alt poetry?
If I had to guess, what I'm assuming this is, I think it's like some shithead who is mad at like mask rules by New York State, and I think he's taking his anger out on a fucking small business for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole debate over how to handle the COVID pandemic, and there's a lot of idiots on one side saying we don't need masks, my friend, despite the fact that like for as long as stores have existed in the last century, there's been rules about you have to wear a shirt, you have to wear shoes. We're not going to go into a big debate here, but like whatever. If you really are that angry about masks, fine, I get it, or I don't get it, but fine.
You'll pretend to get it.
I'll pretend to get it for the sake of argument. But that doesn't give you a fucking right to go fucking like just shit on like a small business that's like you clearly didn't even patronize. You didn't do anything. You didn't give them money. You didn't do anything. You didn't interact with them. I don't even know if you set foot in the building. And like regardless of what your politics and shit are, that's an unbelievably shitty thing to do. Just go give them a nasty review because you're mad at the state of New York or whatever.
Also, I'd just like to say, for the sake of argument, let's pretend he meant to review the bank that's like connected to Roast. He says the ATM is convenient, but he'd rather go to his regular bank so he can use the ATM without wearing a mask. Isn't the ATM outside?
Yeah, the ATM at Roast is outside.
The ATM, you theoretically could go away with not wearing a mask there. Whereas at a regular bank, if the ATM is in a little enclosure, you should be wearing your fucking mask.
No, this guy's out of his mind. This is an insane person. This is a literally insane person. His fucking Google name was weird. Steve is Steve is royalty a star. I think that this guy's just like certifiably insane. Yeah. He shouldn't be fucking allowed to be on a computer or the internet, anything.
I was gonna think maybe it was like a joke, but he also has 292 reviews, so clearly
we're gonna have to go back and look into that someday. That's gonna be an addendum.
Special.
Yeah, that's gonna be a special on its own. This last one is
Speaking of literally insane.
Speaking of literally insane, this last one's a doozy. This review comes from Yelp, and it comes from Antonetta Gambino, who gives Roast a 1 star. I'm gonna give you the date of this first one because it's very important.
We need like the time suck timeline like music for this one.
This first review is April 8th, 2015. 1 star, just terrible, not worth the expensive cup of watered down coffee. There are better places across the street. Then she posts an updated review May 2nd, so a month later. This is not worth the $5 cup of watered down coffee and the poor customer service. I gave this place a second go and I just wasted my money. Next time, I'll go across the street. Sound familiar? She posted another review a month later. Worst place ever. Rude staff. I noticed the Batista stirring my coffee. Amateur mistake. Next time, I'll go right across the street. Live and learn. Apparently not live and learn because 1 month later, again, horrible coffee. Horrible service from a nasty manager who told me she developed the recipes for my latte and refused to make it my way. What? I'm sticking to Starbucks, whom, by the way, have real baristas, not the phony ones Roast has. I knew Roast didn't know what they were doing because they stirred my latte. Ugh. This person, fucking, you went to Roast 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the span of 3 months. And in every review, you say, I'm going across the street next time. I'm never going back. And then you go back! You go right back! That's literal insanity. That is the definition of insanity. Like, what's that phrase?
Oh, yeah, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different
that is verbatim what this fucking lunatic is doing. Just April 8th goes in, didn't like the coffee, said it was water, said she's going to across the street next time. But then, a month later, goes and complains about the coffee being watered down again.
Twice in May goes.
Yeah, goes a second time in May. Again, said Batista in quotes where like, hey, you spelled it wrong. Not that. I don't know what the problem with stirring your coffee is. Whatever. You're
supposed to shake it like a martini.
Yeah. And then once again, third time says, I'm going to go across the street. But then in June, horrible coffee.
All 2015. All the same
year. In the span of like 60 days or whatever.
I don't even know like what across the street she's talking about. Like, I could be wrong. I didn't think Toast had opened up
I
then.
didn't think so either.
But even then, like, Toast is only open till, like, 3.
Also, it's a restaurant.
It's a
you don't
restaurant.
walk
You
in
can't
and
just walk
get a
coffee.
takeout coffee. So, like, also, like...
But
I didn't
talking
even,
about the library?
I didn't even... Yeah, maybe the library. That or, I don't know, the shoe store. I'm going to that shoe store. They're going to have better coffee than Rose. I mean, when you're a fucking schizophrenic, when you're possibly an actual schizophrenic, like, you might just go to a shoe store and be like, I'll take a double venti mocha latte, and also, can I get a baguette on the side? And they would just be like, sure. I didn't even notice this at first because I'm just so taken aback by just like the insanity of this. But it says the manager tells her that she developed the recipes for like their lattes but then didn't want to make it their way. So like what coffee place do you go in and they're like, here's our special and here's how we make it. You say, I want you to do it my way. I want you to use my recipe. Like that's just like what? I mean, we've established this person who's like literally insane, literally out of their mind. So I guess it makes sense to just walk in and be like, I'm going to hand you a recipe. Could you imagine doing that? Walking into a restaurant and be like, here's what I want you to make. It's down to the measurements. They would fucking laugh at you and kick you out on your ass, as they should. Because like, once again, as we said in the last time we did a review, it's like, I can't stand people going in and being like, oh, you're making this wrong. Like I'll tell you how to do it. The customer is always right. The customer is not always right. That whoever invented that lie is just the world's biggest criminal.
Oh yeah, trust me. Whoever said the customer is always right was probably the customer.
Yeah. Oh God.
I also want what is her like recipe? Like if say it would be like, excuse me, can I have soy milk instead of regular milk? I'm lactose intolerant. And then like fine, whatever. But like what kind of like what are you like asking for? Are you like, I want the I'm trying to think of what they have. Like so like
the gingerbread latte.
Yeah, can I have the gingerbread latte, please? And they're like, sure. And they're making me like, oh, actually though, can you just like dunk a whole slice of gingerbread in it? That's the way I like it. And they're probably like, no. Here's what
I honestly think happened. I think it was a homeless person that got a hold of a cell phone, walked in, was like, latte, and they're like, excuse me, it's like, I'm on a latte, and they're like, okay, well, what's a latte? And they're like, well, latte, it starts with espresso, and we'll add in flavor syrup. We can make sure. I'm on urine. I'm on piss, urine, bleach, and they're just like, ooh, no, I'm not gonna. I'm the customer. That's more believable, honestly, than this just string of fucking nonsense that this person passes off as reviews. Holy shit, we're all done here, guys. Check, please.